Pope looked absolutely lost.
Best wide receiver in the country.
Cross the river shootout.
Playoff hopes are on the line for Michigan. All right, guys, we're back. We got week 13 preview here. We're going to do a Heisman update. We'll touch base on the college football playoff rankings. We'll also talk about a little coaching carousel update. We haven't done it in a couple weeks. We're going to start off, though, with a little basketball update. And are we doing a slight little preview for the weekend games too, Shep?
Yeah, even though it's a bad weekend, I do have two games I want to mention.
Okay, gotcha. Well, we'll let Shep take it off here.
Yeah, we're going to be reviewing the Champion Classic games. We'll start off with Michigan, Kentucky, because that was the worst of the games. Michigan ended up winning 83-66. Pretty much Michigan State dominated, and they were making their threes. So if Michigan State's able to make their threes like they did against Kentucky, they're going to be really, really scary in March. The player of the game for me was the Fears kid. He had a 13 assists, 8 points, and 6 rebounds as a 6-foot guard. Really controlled the whole game. He might be my favorite point guard to actually watch now because he's just pass first. He's a good ball player. What do you think about that game?
Is that Fears dude related to?
Yeah,
he is. Oh,
his
he's gonna be
little brother.
He's gonna be really good then. Okay.
Well, his little brother was a freshman first rounder.
Yeah, that's his little brother, or
That's
he's
his little brother.
Oh wow.
He's the older brother. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought this was a really, really bad look for Kentucky. I mean, I think they just got outcoached from the jump. I mean, they couldn't get anything rolling at all. It seems like they don't really have like an identity at all on offense or defense for Pope right now, and I don't know what his plans are because right now is kind of the time you want to find your identity before you jump into conference play, and Kentucky's not doing that right now. But Michigan State, I mean, they look good. I mean, they look good every year for me, but like, I still don't think they're the old Michigan State. Tom Izzo, powerhouse over there, running the Big Ten and making a run in the playoffs. But they're still a good ball club, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think Pope looked absolutely lost. He just looked literally confused all game. I mean, they did struggle from three, and they shot 23%, 35 from the field. You're never going to win a game with stats like that.
Yeah.
I just don't think they have an offensive identity at all.
Yeah.
I don't think they. I like their OA kid, their point guard. He was supposed to be SEC player, contending for it, and I don't think he's that guy for him.
He hasn't. I don't think he's taken that jump that everybody thought he was going to take. I mean, he's still kind of the inconsistency that he had last year. I mean, it's still kind of showing up this year still.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still a long season, so you got plenty of time to figure it out. I mean, Kentucky isn't. It ain't time to throw in the towel at all, and nobody's going to do that. But you just got a couple, kinks to work out here. I'm sure they'll be fine. They'll win some good quality games in the SEC still. So
I agree. That's a good loss at the beginning of the year.
I don't think anybody expected them to look this bad right now.
Yeah, I think Pope's got to do something.
Yeah,
but we'll see. All right, second game. We're going to do Duke and Kansas. Duke ended up winning 78-66. This was the better of the two games. Duke looks like their normal Duke squad. They look really good. Obviously, you have the Boozers twins. Cameron had 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. He looked like one of the best freshmen in the country, like he's supposed to be. So they had 17 assists off 27 made field goals. That's pretty impressive. A lot of ball movement out of them. And then for Kansas, they were missing their best player, Darren Peterson, the freshman, as well as their center. So, in my opinion, if Kansas has both those guys back, it's a much closer game. I still think Duke pulls it off. I think they're the all-around better team, and at Cameron, there's mostly Duke fans there. So, I would have to still pick Duke in that matchup. But
yeah.
What about you? What are your thoughts on
that? I didn't get a chance to really watch this game. To be quite honest, I only saw, I think I watched start of the second half. Can't really remember. But I didn't really watch it knowing that those two guys were out for Kansas. I didn't really think it was going to be that good of a game. I mean, it turned out to be a solid game. I mean, it was 78-66. I mean, if anything, if you're a Kansas fan or you're just looking at Kansas, I think you got to look at this and be like, you know what, I'll take it. I mean, we're missing two of our best players. And we still put up a fight against a really talented Duke squad. Duke, they look great and everything. They look great every year, but I feel like they just always fall into that trap of they're just a one-man team. I mean, You got Boozer putting up 17 shots here. I, I feel like that's just the story every year with him. They have, the best or one of the best high school recruits coming out. It's going to be, his show, whatever. And it doesn't work for him in March.
I wouldn't completely agree with that. I think this is a
Hot
much
take?
different team. Not a hot take. I'll say it's a medium take,
Yeah.
lukewarm take.
Oh, I
But
will say, sorry. Uh, Duke bringing back Isaiah Evans is
that's what I was going
huge.
to talk
We
about. Yeah.
never talked about him until now.
Hmm.
That dude, that is huge for them. So I will give them that. So I'll tell you what, that was a pretty hot take because I think Isaiah Evans he's really gonna
Yeah.
he's gonna play a bigger role later in the year for sure.
He's made a big jump from where he's at now. I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah,
sure he's their second leading scorer, and I love watching him. I think him and Cameron would be a really good squad. I
yeah,
think they have a more complete squad
yeah.
than
And
years past, where they had to rely on, like last year was Cooper and then Zion, obviously.
Yeah, and I think Evans he's a really solid piece on defense too. A
Yeah,
big wing defender, long arms. Can guard out on the perimeter, can contest shots. He'll grab some rebounds too for you. He's a really good player for them.
yeah, I agree. But hey, shout out Trey White for Kansas though. 20 points, 9 rebounds. Their shooting guard, he really stepped up, proved that he can be the second scorer if Darren Peterson has a bad game. So I think it's one of the bright sides for Kansas. They also only shot 4 of 21 from three, 19%. You're not going to win any game shooting that percentage. So,
Yeah,
but it's a good win for Duke. Always
yeah,
good matchup.
yeah. Duke's 5-0 now, so it's always good to
Yeah,
be undefeated. Can't go
very
wrong
cool.
with that. Yeah.
All right, the last two games we'll talk about. First one is going to be Arizona and UConn. Arizona ended up winning 71-67. It was a great game, very defensive-minded game. Players of the game for me were Koi Pete, still got to figure out how to say his name. 16 points, 12 rebounds, looked great, as well as Jaden Bradley. I think he's a very underrated guard coming in here. 21 points, that's huge coming out of him against a very good UConn defense. But shout out UConn for just battling. They're battling. They're missing two of their starters, so I think Dan Hurley's post-interview game was it's a pretty funny one. Did you watch that at all?
I did not, but I saw one clip where he looked fine. Maybe that was just him knowing that they were missing some key
Yeah,
guys and they still almost won. So
that was
he's
just
probably
pretty much
happy.
the summary of it. So,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on this game?
Um, UConn, like you said, missing two guys still look good. And, I called it when we talked about this preview
You
here.
did.
I don't think
You did.
Pate is going to have another bad game. He had a solid game here. And then, of course, Jaden Bradley, very good game. But, looking at the box score, UConn's got a solid box score here. They put up
Yeah,
a
very
really good
spread out.
fight.
I think
Yeah,
what
very
the
spread out.
starting five had double digits.
All of
Yeah,
them but one, and the
all
one
of
who
them.
didn't was Carabin. He had 8 points still.
Yeah,
You know, solid win though for Arizona. Arizona continues to look, like a very dominant threat here early in the year. So we'll see what happens with them.
yeah, very impressive there, Arizona.
Yeah,
All right, last game we'll talk about is Alabama Illinois. Alabama ended up winning 90-86. Probably the best game of the night for me. Leading scorers were obviously Filan with 24, and then Stojakovic with 26. I got to watch the first half of it. It was just a back and forth game. I think Illinois had the edge going into halftime. Uh, Accidentally fell asleep, so I'm gonna let Luke take over the second half, explain what happened there.
I think this has been the best game of the year so far. This was they were just throwing haymakers the whole game here. Like Shep said, you got Phylon. Phylon took over the game. I think probably with 2 minutes left. I think he went on a 9-0 run himself, or something around that. But Stojakovic, like Shep said, I
Kid's
think he's
legit.
like 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". That guy, he plays to his frame. I think better than anybody. Nobody can stop him. I thought Amari Allen was our best, chance at putting up a fight against him defensively wise, and Stojakovic just didn't care. Didn't care. He just went down the floor, just continued to score points. This was a great game. Great game. This was at the Bulls arena there,
Yeah, in Chicago.
in Chicago there. So not, I guess, not home court, but I'm pretty sure that entire arena was decked out in Illinois.
It was. It was
Anyways,
pretty orange.
yeah, pretty orange there. Um, Bama looks strong. That coming off that
Definitely.
Purdue loss. Sorry, the whole thing was rebounding. You know, they weren't physical on the boards at all, didn't rebound the ball, and they came out today and they were super aggressive. This was the most locked in defensive game that I've seen from Bama probably since like the Herb Jones era. This is
Yeah, you
very good.
texted me that.
Player of the game for Bama's got to be Bristol. He's
Think
been
so?
out for like a month. Been out for a month with a healing up an ankle injury. He still isn't 100%. But that dude just played 1,000 miles an hour the whole game, and he was electric, attacking the offensive glass, giving 100% effort. I mean, even the Illinois coach, he literally said it in his post-game interview that, you know, Bristol won them the game in the second half because of his effort, and I think that's a pretty accurate statement. I mean, he played 19 minutes, 10 points, 8 rebounds. He did everything for Bama. Did absolutely everything, running up the floor, spacing the floor. He was great in the pick and roll there with Phylon, and that led to a lot of Phylon's points anyways because how good he was in the pick and roll with them. But a couple foul trouble guys for Bama, but, you know, that stuff will get sorted out. If Illinois hits their free throws in this game,
That's what I was going to mention.
it's going to be a lot closer game, and you probably win the game. I mean, Nate Oates even said that too. You know, they went 13 to 22.
Yeah.
But outlook on that is you went 13 from 22 and you almost won the game still. So
Yeah. I think Illinois is perfectly fine.
oh yeah,
I think this is make your free
100%,
throws, and I think you win this game. So
100%.
shout out Bama. Yeah, like you were saying, rebounding's last game was probably why you lost that, and then you guys grabbed 38.
Yep, grad 38 still not perfect though. I mean, you
No,
still
still
got
not
let up
perfect.
a lot. We're gonna shout out Amari Allen.
Mhm.
He just continues to he does all the gritty grind stuff for Bama right now. I mean, he's got he plays like a 3 ball, maybe a little power forward role for us, and he has the most rebounds on the team, and he's done that, you know, consistently every game this year. You know, he was a 5-star coming out of high school. I believe Wisconsin Gatorade Player of the Year, and I really appreciate those guys who they come in with that prospect rating and they don't care. They play a role that they know is successful and that's going to help the team win basketball games. So
I like
shout
that.
out him.
Shout out him. Shout out the mid-major schools, St. Clair to be specific, and then also St. Louis Devils. I think they are. I don't know, but they look good. So watch them in March.
They look good. Okay, I got no idea who
Trust me.
those
Just
two
believe
schools
me.
are.
Just
He's our
believe me.
basketball expert though for a reason, so we're
Watch
gonna
them out.
trust him.
Oh, God.
We
All
got
right, now we're
anything
going.
preview for a couple games?
Yeah, that's all I had this week.
Okay.
Those are the interesting ones. So I'm gonna talk about 2 games upcoming. The rest of the week is kind of bad for basketball. So these
Yep.
are the 2 games that I thought were important. Obviously, first we'll talk about Wisconsin BYU first. You have Wisconsin, which I
Wisconsin.
believe is ranked 23rd, and then BYU ranked ninth at this time. BYU is -4.5 favorites. Both are 4-0 coming off the start of the year.
BYU's 3-1.
3-1. So
They got that. They picked up that loss to UConn, right? Pretty sure.
oh yeah, it was. You're right.
Yeah.
Beginning of the year.
But I'd say they're probably still an undefeated team. You know.
Yeah, I believe that. But yeah, I've not watched any Wisconsin ball, and even know where they're ranked. So the only thing I got to say about this game is BYU -4.5.
BYU -4.5. They got Wisconsin ranked 23rd right now. You know, I'll be honest. I haven't watched any Wisconsin game this year,
Yeah,
but I think it's fair to say Wisconsin usually has a solid squad every year um,
not a
in
bad squad for
basketball.
Big Ten. It's an
Yeah,
average squad, above
they
average. I'll say above average.
they compete. They compete.
They compete.
They're an above average squad. Like
Mhm.
they're a ranked team. They're a
Yeah,
ranked
they're
team
23rd.
usually.
You gotta give it to them.
But yeah, I would probably agree with you on BYU here. I just don't see Wisconsin they don't. I don't think they're going to have the firepower to compete with what BYU has right now.
Yeah, it's also at BYU, so I
Yeah,
always love home teams in college basketball.
that's a very good statement. Yeah.
And then highlight game of the week, in my opinion, is Louisville versus Cincy. Cross the river
Really?
shootout. Yeah, got them coming up. I believe that is tomorrow. We are +8.5 right now.
Where's that at? Is that at Louisville?
It's at UC
Oh wow, it's at
Heritage Arena.
Heritage.
It's at
Okay.
Heritage. Watch out. Both are 4-0
Wait, so
coming this season.
that's down on Riverfront.
Yeah, we got the
Okay.
fancy stadium.
Not
Come
really, but
on. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
But yeah, Louisville is ranked number 6 right now, so I get the +8.5. It's kind of
Yeah.
disrespectful. They have an 82.6% chance of winning this game. It's
Wow.
disrespectful.
I would definitely.
Disrespectful.
the whole thing. UC's got a talented roster and everything, but it's still Wes Miller and X's and O's with him continues to be the Achilles heel. So we'll see what happens. Louisville's got a very good squad. I could see them covering that easily.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Like lock of the week, take Louisville. I have no faith in Wes after what
Yeah,
I saw last game.
yeah.
The only way we win this game is that they miss every one of their threes and we score in transition. It's
Yeah.
the only hope we've got. But anyway, no bias.
Maybe Sean legacy game here.
He could. Abev could have a crazy game. I love the kid.
Could happen.
Could
That'd
have.
be a great game. Watch it 6:30. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, my pick is Louisville. We're going Louisville.
Got nothing Saturday and nothing Sunday really.
No, it's a boring week.
Cool. You want to add anything else before we move on to football?
That's it. Basketball wise, I'm good.
All right. Let's move on to Week 13 preview here. We're gonna start out. We'll do underdogs here. So let's do. We got Michigan at Maryland here to start it out real quick. Let me pull up the game lines for this. You got it? Okay. Yeah, that works. Go for it. This one's at Maryland here. This is a 4 p.m. kickoff. The weather for this should be pretty clear. Let's double check. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. 54, cloudy. Temperature's going to drop, though, so it might get a little chilly there. But that's Big Ten football for you, so nobody will be uncomfortable, I'm sure. This is a very, very good freshman QB duel game here. You got Bryce Underwood for Michigan, and then Maryland. What is his name? It is Malik Washington. These guys are both really talented prospects coming out of high school. They're definitely the future of the Big Ten there for sure. Shep, what are those game lines?
Michigan is minus 14.5. Over is 46.5. And to take Maryland money line is plus 410.
Really, I'm surprised that's 14.5 considering how Michigan looked last week against Northwestern.
Are you saying it should be lower?
I think it should be lower. I mean, no disrespect to Northwestern, but it's Michigan. But something to watch out for this game is injuries for that running back room for Michigan. I think we already mentioned they lost Justice Haynes for the year. Marshall, he went out last week with a shoulder injury. I have not been able to see if he's playing this week or not. But if he's out, that's going to be a tough task. I'm sure the guys that they got back there are very talented running backs, but I don't think they're the same caliber as Haynes and Marshall there. So keep an eye on that. And then this is also playoff hopes are on the line for Michigan. If you lose this game, you're done. You're absolutely done. I really do like Michigan these later couple weeks of the year, especially with them having Ohio State coming into town. If they beat Ohio State, they're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be, and that's Michigan. They could be a sneaky team. Michigan will win a lot of games, and they win a lot of games by just dominating the trenches and playing their brand of football.
Boring football, real boring.
No, it's not boring.
It's boring.
It's great football. But I'm gonna take Michigan here as my winner pick here. Shep, what do you got?
I'm going Maryland to upset Michigan.
All right.
I'm going Maryland.
That's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I really like the 14.5 spread. If you really want to know what I like, but
I would agree because I mean Michigan's not blowing teams out this year. Not at all. We got Tennessee at Florida here. Something to know about this game is this is the last year that this will be an annual rivalry game because the SEC is moving to that 9-game conference next year, which I hate. I mean, I don't hate it, but this game should be played every year. This is a rivalry game. It's a great rivalry too.
I agree.
The question I have for this game is the Swamp still alive? I mean, you fired Billy Napier. Your interim head coach, I think, has lost the last 3. Is the culture at Florida, is it still there? I don't know. This is at Ben Hill Griffin. It's a 7:30 kickoff. The weather is going to be clear, I believe. Always double check that. But Florida, you got to find a way to close out games in the second half. They've had a tendency this year to come out of the gates hot and really look good. They looked good last week. They could have upset Ole Miss, but they couldn't finish in the second half, and that's why they lost that game. And this is, like I said, it's a great opportunity to prove that culture for Florida isn't just based, on what head coach is there. It's the program as a whole. So great opportunity to build culture culture and prove that, Florida, the swamp is alive. It's still there. It's still an attractive and one of the best spots in the country. You can't get cute though. It comes really down. Football just as a game, it's going to come down to be who's the most physically dominant on the line of scrimmage. Florida at times they've shown that when they run the ball well, but they also get cute other times, and they want. I feel like they want to prove that DJ Lagway is a superstar, and he is a superstar, but you can't expect a quarterback to just be a superhero every game and just take over a game. There's especially with what's happened this year with Florida. Don't do that to him. Just be dominant, run the ball, win this game. You're at home, lean on the crowd. That's all you have to do to win this game. And Florida can do it easily. They can. Because Tennessee is not, they're not blowing teams out of the water. I mean, their best win is against Arkansas, and they almost lost that game. And that I'm pretty sure that was at Arkansas too. So they're not like a daunting road team coming in, knocking the door down. But Tennessee, like I said about Florida, don't get cute. Tennessee, they play a fast-paced offense. Just do that. Make Florida make their own mistakes. Florida will make their own mistakes. It'll happen. You just got to capitalize on that if you're Tennessee here. But for this game, my winner pick, oh man,
It is Florida's +4 right now.
Florida's +4. Okay.
So Tennessee's only favored about -4 points.
A fun fact about this game is that Tennessee has not won at the Swamp since 2003.
It's a great stat, great pull. It's a great pull.
And oh man, I don't think they don't have a better shot than now. So I'm going to take Tennessee to win this game.
You blue ball me like that. All right. Wow, I really thought you were taking Florida. You hyped me up. The over is 57.5 as well. I forgot to mention that.
What's money line Florida?
170.
Okay.
That was a close game.
But
I'm going
the Gator Chop. The Gator Chop.
Going to Gators.
All right. I like it.
That stat convinced me. I like that stat.
That is a good stat. That's what we got for the underdogs there. I know only 2 games. Look, don't let people tell you that this slate of football this weekend is boring. Football is never boring. This is a great slate of games. Don't let people tell you wrong information. It's misinformation is what they're telling you. Those people don't love football. They're not diehard fans about football that are saying that. But we'll move on to heavy hitters here. Let's just start out with – I'm going to start out with our game of the week here. We're going to go USC at Oregon. Playoff implications for this game. This one's at Oregon, 3:30 kickoff there. Weather should be good. Double check it, though. We'll just go over some quick stats here. So Oregon, they're 8th in the country in rushing, and they're 7th in scoring. That defense is against the pass. That defense is 1st in the country still. Okay, and we'll talk about that more later here when we get into some final thoughts on it. But we've stated before about USC and that offense, high explosive offense, really explosive. They're 5th in total yards, and they are 10th in passing alone. Red zone matchup. We have this as a key factor for this game. Red zone matchup. The Oregon defense is, let me double check real quick.
Wow.
That I got this number right. Yep, they're 132nd in red zone defense. And in the
like last? It's got to be last.
I mean, it's close to it. And the USC offense in the red zone is 9th. So you got a top 10 red zone offense going against a bottom half red zone defense there. But I say that, just know it is Dan Lanning, and Dan Lanning is a defensive mastermind. He comes from the Nick Saban and Kirby Smart coaching tree, and I'm sure that he's going to cause absolute problems for USC still. We also got down here penalty problems for USC. So I did a deep dive into the away games that USC has played this year, and they've had at least 8 penalties in every away game besides one game, and that was against Notre Dame when they only had 1. And did they beat Notre Dame? No, they lost to Notre Dame. So, yeah, at least 8 penalties on the road, and they're going to Oregon, which I would probably put top five atmospheres in the country. So this could cause a lot of issues for USC. And if I think I think they average 6 penalties a game. If you get 6 penalties in this game, you're not looking good at all. You're not looking good.
USC averages 6 penalties.
Yep. USC, I believe,
Wow,
averages 6 penalties a game. And like I said, they've had at least 8 in all their away games besides one. So that's a
that's a
big
good
problem for
stat.
USC.
Good stat.
Big problem there. Um, that's what I got for the key factors. Little final thoughts here before we move on. For USC, when you're playing away in like a game like this, top matchup, playoff implications, whatnot, all the field position is one of the most important factors of this game. You have to be able to control and win that field position battle as an away team. Look at what Oklahoma did last week to Bama. They won that game because they dominated the field position game. If USC can do that, they got a really good shot at winning this game. So don't get greedy and take what the defense gives you, and don't change your identity. I know being a top matchup like this can, a lot of teams want to change their identity and do what the team's not expecting. Don't do it. Don't get cute. That's the common theme for a lot of all the matchups is don't get cute. Do you and be yourself. My Malachi Lemon, best wide receiver in the country. He plays for USC. You've just got to almost. I don't. I think force feed is the wrong word to him, but you've got to get him the ball. I think he's got to get at least 8 touches in this game because, like we said, that Oregon defense, they're first in the country. But let's look at who Oregon has played. Let's look at who they played. Let me bring it up.
USC is +10 in this game.
Are you
Over
serious?
is, yeah,
Plus 10? That is so disrespectful. I feel like, geez.
and then
Wow.
59.5 is the over.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it's gonna be a
That,
shootout.
that, like I said, well, Oregon's played here. They played Montana State, Oklahoma State, Northwestern, Oregon State, Penn State, Indiana, Rutgers, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota. Not a single team on that schedule who they played has a dominant threatening passing attack like USC. Not even close. Indiana's a really RPO offense and they excel at it. No disrespect, they excel at it. And they had a guy that went for I think like 130, 140, 150 or something like that. And that guy's not even close to the type of caliber player that Malachi Lemon is. Uh, so I would attack them straight up through the air, make them bracket Malachi Lemon. That's what I have down here for Oregon. Is you got to bracket him. Bracket's just kind of a slang word for double team. Oregon's got to try to bracket him, throw different looks at him, get him confused. We'll see what happens with it. Uh, Back up to USC here. They're really, for defensive wise, they don't have like any impressive stats. They're not like top whatever, but don't get it twisted. That's still a good defense. And if you get Oregon to like I would say like third and long, let's say like third and seven, third and seven, I think that gives you your best chance because Oregon they're very they're more of a dominant run team than they are than a passing team. And Dante Moore, he's a great quarterback for Oregon. I think he's going to be very very good in the future, superstar guy. But looking at what he did against Indiana when they lost, I think if you really force him in a third and long and you're able to get to him and cause pressure, he's going to make some mistakes, I think. He's going to make some mistakes, and USC can capitalize off of that. So get Oregon a third and long for USC. That's another good way to win this game. Uh, Moving down, final thoughts for Oregon. Like I mentioned, the running offense for them, you just got to find a way to run the ball. Kind of like I said last week with Notre Dame, just snap the ball and hand it off to Jeremiah Love. I think you do this against USC. Uh, Oregon's Oregon's got a very trench built roster there, very dominant on the fronts. If you can dominate the fronts there, run the ball, and excel at it like you did against Iowa, you're going to win this game. If Oregon rushes for, I would say if they rush for over like 210, I think they win this game. If they rush for 230, they 100% win this game. 100%. Just another note there, like I said, dominate the front, which basically is just saying out physical them, beat them on both sides of the ball, and just impose your will on them. With that being said, winner picks. There's just something about USC, man. Something about them. I'm
It's
taking Lincoln
enticing.
Riley. I'm taking Lincoln Riley and the boys here.
Wow,
Okay,
wow.
taking him. I know Seth's gonna hate it, but I You can't stop Malachi Lemon.
Yeah, I think the only way USC wins this is in a shootout. And I think they're going to do it against Oregon. I'm going to go USC too.
Yep.
I think the 59.5 is going to hit.
That's a good point. Yep, I would agree. Totally agree. Okay. Let's take a little DTP break, Diet Dr. Pepper, and then we'll move on here.
Fair life.
Fair life. Get that protein in, kid.
Get the protein.
We'll do Pitt at Georgia Tech. I struggled putting this game in the heavy hitters. I didn't even want to cover
really
this
put
game.
this in here?
I didn't even want to cover it. I hate the ACC right now because it's so confusing. But this is a heavy hitter game. This really is, okay? It's at Georgia Tech there. That's called Bobby Dodd Stadium. Interesting name there. No disrespect to Bobby Dodd. I don't know the history.
Shout out, Bobby.
Shout out, Bobby. 7 p.m. kickoff, so you got them at night. That's always a plus. The weather, I have no idea. So check it up. Check it on your own if you're going to bet the game. Game lines, Shep, when you get them up, just let me know.
You say it's a night game?
Yep, night game, 7 p.m. there. ACC.
All right. Stats are close. It's a minus 2.5 for Georgia Tech.
Wow.
Over is 61.5. Wow.
That is only -2, and Georgia Tech's at home.
2.5.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, stats here. The Georgia Tech offense, they're top 30 in all major categories. So that's scoring, passing, rushing, and total yards. Top 30 in all of them on offense. And then the Pitt offense, okay, you're 14th in passing yards and you're 12th in points per game on offense. And then your defense, we said last week, I think last week they were 3rd or something in the country after facing Jeremiah Love. Like I said, who's going to go off? They are 9th now. So still impressive, but that's a really inflated stat there. Georgia Tech money down on offense here. They rank 9th, and Pitt's money down defense isn't up there. It's not qualified, we'll say. Not qualified. Not even close. And then the just like USC with penalties, Pitt's kind of got the same problem. They give up around 65 yards a game in penalties, and you're really making it hard on yourself to win a football game if you're doing that. And you're playing at home and you're at night. I mean, you're playing away and you're at night, excuse me. So it's not looking good for them, we'll say. And then the red zone battle, the Georgia Tech offense is 6th versus Pitt's 128th ranked red zone defense. Georgia Tech here, their quarterback, Haynes King, he's in the Heisman talk. He's one of the best players in the country. You know, he's one of those – he's that college player that he's not going to go on to the NFL and light it up. He might not even play in the NFL.
He lives in my heart.
Lives in the heart. I mean, he's one of those college players that everybody's going to remember 20 years from now, okay? They're going to remember it. And he's very dominant in the run game. He runs the ball extremely well, and they run design runs. They'll run QB power. They'll run QB counter. They'll do all of it. And Pitt, how they looked, like I said, against Jeremiah Love. Couldn't stop Jeremiah Love. That's an inflated rushing stat for the Pitt defense. They're not the 9th ranked rushing defense in the country. I think Georgia Tech is going to kill them in this game with Haynes King.
Okay.
Going to kill them. That 2.5, as soon as we end this, I'm going to bet it right now. Georgia Tech -2.5. Okay. I might even jump it up to -6.5. I'm not even joking. That is insane to me that's 2.5. But Georgia Tech, just be aggressive with the run game. They still got, outside of Haynes King, the running back room's fine. They got quality guys. So run those guys. Haynes King, the run game, like I said, QB counter, run it 30 times this game. 30 times. Make Pitt put 8 dudes in that box. Make him put 8 dudes in that box. And I guarantee you, Haynes King is probably going to run somebody over. He's going to run the safety over. And don't let them hang around if you're Georgia Tech. You know, I think Pitt looked pretty rough last week against Notre Dame.
Yeah,
they're 7-3, and they do not look like a very good 7-3 team. I'll say that. So they're still, you know, they got talent on both sides of the ball. So like, if you let them hang around, you're just giving them a chance to just upset you. You're just giving them a chance to grab the momentum late and make something happen. You know, maybe kick a field goal to win the game. You don't want that. So don't let them hang around. Just from the start, just throw an uppercut, Georgia Tech. Get them out of here. For Pitt, win this game here. Like we already talked about Haynes King, so you got to stop that QB run. You probably are not going to do it. I'll be honest. You're not. I don't think you're going to do it. I don't think that.
Bad rep on Pitt.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Pitt.
yeah.
Nobody that's listening to
I
this is
said
a
I'm
Pitt fan, so it's okay.
ripping.
It's all right. And then, like we talked about field position with USC there, when you're the away team, winning field position is a must-have. You must do it. So you got to try and win field position. Of course, don't turn the ball over. And like I said, you stack that box with 8 to attempt to stop the run game there. I don't think you're going to stop it, but let's say you do. Let's say you do stop it. You stack that box up with 8, you stop the run. Your best chance of winning this game is making Haynes King throw the ball. Not to say Haynes King can't throw the ball. He can, but it's not the best part of his game. So your best shot is making him beat you with his arm. And it very well could happen, but we'll see what happens. But I'm going Georgia Tech, of course, in this game. Shep, who you got?
You said it right. I think Haynes King is just going to run all over Pitt. After what I watched Notre Dame do to Pitt,
Mm-hmm.
that was pathetic. So I
Yep,
agree with everything you said. I'm going Georgia Tech. I would move it up to 6.5 as well.
gotcha. Love it. Okay, uh, move on. BYU at Cincinnati. This is Nip at night. Nip at night is it doesn't get enough love. Nippert
Legit. It's
Nippert doesn't
legit.
Nippert doesn't get enough love. And
Oh
we're
God.
from Cincinnati. We're Cincinnati fans. Nippert at night is one of the best scenes in college football. Best scenes.
Underrated.
And if you don't like it, uh, go to the corner of your room and just argue with your wall. Okay, because you're stupid. You're stupid and you're ignorant.
Preach.
Okay, so this is the final stand for UC though. Okay,
This is it.
final stand. You beat BYU. You're not guaranteed anything, but you're giving yourself some hope. Okay, you're giving
Spicing
yourself
things
some hope.
up.
Yep, you're spicing things up. Nippert Stadium, like we said, 8 p.m. kickoff here. I believe the weather's going to be clear, but it's going to get cold. It's going to get cold. It's starting to get cold here in Cincinnati, and I think UC thrives in the cold anyways. So, just how that
You thrive
that
in the
roster is
environment.
filled out. Game lines, do you got them pulled up by any chance?
Yeah, and they're scaring me. They have BYU as -2.5.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great for
Actually,
UC, but I thought they would be favored a little bit more.
that's actually pretty good for BYU, -2.5.
Yeah, which is
That's actually good.
enticing. But
But
50, 56.5 is the over. 55.5,
56 and a half.
sorry.
What's that money line you see going off right now?
Plus 114.
114. Okay. Um, Key stats here: BYU offense, you're top 25 in rushing and points per game. The defense for BYU is 13th in points per game, letting up about 17. Um, so that's pretty good for them. The offense for UC, we don't have much, but we got the run game. You're 21st in the country, which is solid, and you've been able to do that with some Evan Pryor out, which I would say is their home run hitting running back. I think their
Yeah.
best running back. I don't know if he's going to play. We'll see. I have that written down in the final thoughts for UC. We'll get
Hmm.
to it, but before that, the turnover margin for UC is even, and then BYU is plus 8. They're plus 8. I got that wrong. So turnover margin is a huge factor in this game because if you've watched UC the past couple of weeks, they've been giving the ball up in some really bad situations. Last week, first play, you
Yeah.
throw a pick.
Swearsby wasn't one.
Can't do it. Can't do it. So turnover margin, watch out for it in this game. If BYU wins turnover margin, they're going to win the game. And then BYU money down for defense. They're 13th in the country, which is not ideal for UC because UC they've got a tough habit of getting themselves in third and long, and Sat's already said it that they're having issues beating man coverage outside. So you get in third and long. BYU's got a, like I said, 13th ranked defense on money down. You're in a bad spot for UC, in a bad spot. Um, but we'll get to the final thoughts here. UC can't turn the ball over, just like any game. Anybody can't turn the ball
Mhm.
over, but that is an exclamation point because UC is having some turnover issues the past couple of weeks. Uh, and then you got to win the line of scrimmage. You're at home. UC really does. They got like stats wise, they have one of the best and efficient offensive lines in the country.
Mhm.
You got to lean heavy on that offensive line, impose your will, dominate that line of scrimmage, which you can against BYU. You can not say BYU doesn't have a strong defense line. I've already said it before. I think BYU's defense is the best part of that team. I think their performance against Utah, it's not looked at enough. They did a very good job holding that Utah offense down. But you see, we already talked about Nippert, so lean on that atmosphere, lean on that crowd. Snip at night. It's special. It's one of the best scenes in college football. Get the crowd into it. Feed off the momentum and don't give the momentum up. Don't give the momentum up. And then special teams battle for UC. UC special teams this year. It's been pretty good. I think Utah, it was rough, and I think it might have been rough
Utah is
last
really
week
rough.
against Arizona. What was that?
Utah is very rough.
It was rough. Yeah. Yeah, I think Utah got a punt return for a touchdown that game. So, yeah. But regardless, you see they do have a very good special teams unit. You got Fletcher at punter. He's the brother of Max Fletcher. And then the kicker, the lefty, he's been money this year. He's been money, except I think for a couple kicks. But if UC can use the special teams aspect of the game, and if they can win that, dominate that, get in field goal territory, be able to hit some kicks, put yourself on the board, and just play the long game here points wise, that's probably your best route at winning this game. I don't think you're going to get explosive plays against this BYU defense. So it's more of like you just got to keep chopping at the tree there, keep chopping the wood, keep chipping away at it, get to this fourth quarter, and grind it out. Just grind it out. Don't let anybody try to play hero ball. Okay, get a team win, play team ball, play your role, and go home with a win. For BYU, I think they really do have an easy route to winning this game, unfortunately. I think if you get out to an early lead, I just don't see UC having enough firepower and offense to play from behind to win a game, to air it out like that. And BYU's, they have a solid run, too. So if they're able to find the run game, you're going to win the game there also. And then kind of like Pitt, let UC make some mistakes. I think UC will give it – they'll make some mistakes just by themselves. I mean –
We're due for one.
yeah, it's bound to happen. You let UC make some mistakes, take advantage of it, capitalize off it, put some points off the board off of it. I think you win this game. I really do want to pick UC here, but I'm going to just play it smart and go BYU.
Hurts my soul. Yeah, I think the only way we win this game is if Sorsby comes out like early season Sorsby.
Yeah.
The Heisman talk Sorsby. I feel
Yeah.
like if he has another bad game, I think they blow us out of the water. The 2.5 looks really nice for BYU, but I am going to go UC. I think nip at night. I think Sorsby does come out and have one of his legacy type games. So
Gotcha. Little vintage Sorsby game, we'll call it. Okay. I like it. I'll tell you, that 2.5, though, that minus 2.5 for BYU, my goodness. I
I
think I
might bet
might
that. I might
I
bet
might
that.
I might parlay that with that minus 2.5 for Georgia Tech. That's a good little parlay right there.
Relax.
That's what I got for our heavy hitters there. So we still got some good stuff to go over this show. So we're not done yet. We're about 46 minutes right now. We'll definitely probably go over an hour. Locks only here. I got OU minus 7.5, Oklahoma minus 7.5 against Missouri. I was getting very close to putting Missouri in the underdog or the overdog, but I just feel like we've talked about Oklahoma and Missouri so much this year. We'll give it a break. And I think OU kills them. This is at Oklahoma, too. Oklahoma, they're coming off that outstanding win last week against Alabama, and I don't think they're letting off the gas. Venables is not the kind of coach to let that happen. So, in Missouri's, they got, they're still backup quarterback, true freshman guy. And he's got to walk into Norman. It's a bad matchup for them. So yeah, minus 7.5 there for Oklahoma. If you wanted to play it safe, you could drop it down to minus 6.5 and probably still have some decent odds there. And then we also got Tennessee -4 at Florida there. That's my locks only. Shep, you have anything to add? Locks only, or you want?
SMU
What do they got?
money line against Louisville. After
Money
what I
line against.
saw against
Ooh.
Louisville last week, taking SMU.
Okay, that's interesting because my War Room pick. Moving on to the War Room. Do you have any locks only anymore
That's it.
besides
That's the only
SMU?
one I
That's
like.
it. Okay, War Room. I got Louisville money line at SMU for my War Room pick. One of two War Room picks. Yeah, and then I also got Northwestern -4 versus Minnesota. That's
Huh.
at Northwestern too. I think those are two steals, and I will just appreciate the two points for this week. Shep, what's your War Room for football?
Oh, Georgia Tech. I'm taking that one.
Georgia Tech -2.5. Okay,
Minus two
I
and a
like it.
half. I'm taking that one. Then also going to go Houston money line against TCU.
Houston money line TCU. Okay.
Houston's been with me this year.
Let me type that in real quick. Houston money line and then GTU minus 2.5.
You could say Houston's 1.5. They're 1.5 favorites if you want to.
So you're going Houston 1.5 and not money line?
Yeah, it would be 1.5. A little better. Just a little better odds. Why not?
That's fair. So there's the war room. Shep is, I think he's, I think it's 3-0 right now. 3-0 or something. We got to start. We got to make a comeback here. Got to make a comeback. Moving on. Our Heisman update. This is a good one. You guys are gonna like this. You're gonna like this. I promise. Marcel Reed, he is number one for us. And if you are gonna argue with me about his game, about that first half, I'm liable to just slap you. Okay.
I think that game proved why he should be the Heisman.
I agree. I agree. And if you disagree, I'm just gonna put that label of you don't know ball on you.
Exactly.
Okay.
No ball.
He's number one. Number one, that what he did in the second half was just unbelievable. I know we talked about it a lot in the recap. It was great. And then Fernando Mendoza at 2. He's done nothing to drop. I don't think he's also done anything to really put him over Marcel Reed, especially after last week. And then number 3, we got Jeremiah Love bumping all the way up to 3. That performance he put on at Pitt, I think that just shows the consistency of why he is the best running back in college football. And I don't think it's close. I think there's a gap there. That guy is going to be absolutely electric on Sundays when he gets there. And then our 4th spot, our last spot here, if who's going to New York, we got Gunnar Stockton, quarterback from
sneaky.
Georgia.
Ew, I hate that pick.
So Ty Simpson's dropped out, and we've dropped Julian Sain out, which is
I don't hate it.
It's conflict there. Look, deciding between Julian Sain and Gunnar Stockton. I dove into the stats. Julian's got all the stats. But Julian has not done what Gunnar has done multiple times this year. He's gone out there and won Georgia a football game by himself. He's won it. Ohio State, they haven't had any scares really, and they've kind of just been sleepwalking. Maybe sleepwalking is not the right word, but I feel like everybody gets it. Ohio State, they just haven't faced a challenge. Julian Sain has not had to go run a 2-minute drill in the 4th quarter to go win a football game. Gunnar's done that, and he's done it multiple times. Gunnar Stockton, he's everything in Georgia. I think Ohio State doesn't need Julian Sain, is what I'm saying. Sure, he makes that team great still. He makes a lot of plays for them, but I think Ohio State would still be in the same spot they are in now if they started the backup or Tavon St. Clair. That's just how good that roster is. And, we're not going to penalize Julian for the talent he has around him. We haven't done it once. I'm just saying what Gunner's done this year, he deserves to be in that 4th spot. And he's the better quarterback right now than Julian Sain.
I agree. I don't think Julian's proven himself until next week when they got to play Michigan. I believe that's next week.
And if Julian goes into Michigan
and he goes
off, or he wills that team to a win, he'll be right back up. He might even be 1. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Okay, but we got Gunnar at 4 there. I think it's deserving. Shout out Gunnar Stockton. All right, you're playing some really, really good football here. Okay, it's looking a lot like Stetson Bennett too, which I got PTSD from as a Bama fan. But that's our Heisman update. Next up here, we got the very controversial playoff rankings that came out. Very controversial. If you guys have not paid attention to it or heard what's going on Twitter. So we'll just do the top 25 real quick, and then we'll chat about it here. So you got Ohio State at 1 still. You got Indiana 2. A&M's at 3. Georgia's at 4. Texas Tech 5. Ole Miss 6. Oregon 7. Oklahoma in the 8th spot. Notre Dame right behind them at 9. Bama dropped to 10. You got BYU at 11. Utah is at 12. Miami's sitting right there at 13. You got Vandy right behind at 14. And then you got USC, Georgia Tech, Texas, 15 through 17 there, excuse me. You got Michigan at 18. Virginia is at 19. Tennessee 20. Illinois 21. Missouri 22. Houston 23. Tulane's 24. Arizona State is 25. So where do we want to start
Say
with this?
something. Wow.
Where do we want to start? We'll just start off. The fact that James Madison is not 25
That's true.
or 20 through 25, I don't understand it. What the committee is doing right now is I feel like since they have to put a group of 5 school in, they just picked a conference and they picked the American. They said, all right, the American's got the best quality of teams in it. We're going to pick who's ever the best from the American. That's wrong. That is completely wrong. JMU looks better than Tulane, and they look better than Navy. They look better than USF. They look better than North Texas. It is mind-boggling to me how James Madison is not in the top 25 here. It does not makes any. Why is Arizona State at 25? What's the point? Just to boost up the Big 12? Arizona State doesn't even care if they're in the college football playoff rankings right now. It doesn't matter. Tulane should be. I mean, James Madison should be in there.
I
So
think
that's
Arizona State's out of it. I don't think they can, unless
they're not going to make it.
yeah.
But
I don't think it's possible.
that's problem number one. James Madison, problem number one. Problem number two. Why is Texas 17, and why is Michigan behind them? Texas is 7-3 now, and they're in the top 20 still. That does not make any sense to me. They got rolled by Georgia, steamrolled, and they just look at them and say, "Oh, see, this is brand bias. This is the brand bias that that everybody talks about. I talk about. There's no reason for Texas to be 17th, especially above Michigan. Makes no sense. If Texas and Michigan played right now, I would probably take Michigan to win the game. I probably would. That's how inconsistent Texas looks right now.
It's not a crazy pick.
That's problem number two. Okay. Problem three, which might be our last problem unless I think of another one. Miami 13, Notre Dame 9, and then Bama 10. First of all, Bama has the best wins of anybody in the country. That 4-game stretch of their wins, it's better than anybody. They have the most. I believe they have the most ranked wins at 4. I think Georgia's sitting at 3. Notre Dame has one ranked win or something like that. Regardless, if you were to play a game between Notre Dame and Alabama right now, I'm fairly confident Alabama's winning that football game. Shep.
Whoa, Notre Dame's been
Shep.
hot recently.
Shep, who they played.
Started off a little rocky.
Who they played. Regardless, the fact that Notre Dame's 9, Miami has the head-to-head win over Notre Dame.
It's true. That's why I said started off rough.
That does not
bad first loss. Yeah.
Like, are they saying that the head-to-heads don't matter? And then you also look at the guy who's the head of the playoff committee now. He's the AD at Arkansas, who's actively trying to find a head coach, and they just appoint him the head. He comes out and he says one of the reasons Bama is 10 behind Notre Dame is because Bama's run game. So they're telling me right now that how you play the game, schematic wise, that plays in a factor here. Why
That's
does Bama's
crazy.
why
That's
does Bama's yes, he said their rushing offense doesn't look good or along those lines. Why does that matter? Why does how many yards you run for in a football game have to do with where you're ranked at? That does not make any sense. It just seems like they just took this guy and they said, you know what? You're going to be the fall guy. Here's the paper. Here's what we came up with. I guarantee you they asked Chat GPT what this should be. This is horrifying. Absolutely. A class of toddlers, kindergartners, preschool could probably come up with a better ranking than this. It makes no sense at all. It's so dumb. And because it's every year they do this. Every year. There needs to be the athletic directors. I don't know who thought that should be the committee, was athletic directors from these universities. That's so stupid. So stupid. They've got so much stuff that they have to deal with that they don't have time to really sit down and watch all these football games. They're worrying about how their women's volleyball team is flying back home from the East Coast to the West Coast. Okay? The playoff committee should be, I think it should be media members within college football. That's what I think it should be. And I think it should be voted on too. Who should be in it? And I think the head coaches around the country, they should vote on who should be on the playoff committee. It's so bad right now. Like Miami, timeout.
Timeout.
Okay.
Memphis is tied with Purdue right now, 61-61. 7
What,
minutes left,
b-ball?
and yeah, basketball.
Oh gosh. Breaking news.
Breaking
Breaking
news.
news
Breaking
there.
news. Tie game right now. 7 minutes left.
But yeah, Miami 13th and Notre Dame's 9th, and Miami has the head-to-head win over Notre Dame, and you're looking at that not even mattering. It's not even going to matter. Notre Dame's going to make the playoffs. Alabama at 10 over behind Notre Dame. That doesn't, like we said, it does not make any sense at all. At all. So I don't know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to get left out. Could be Bama, could be Miami. I have no idea. I don't know why they even, they have Utah at 12. Utah doesn't even control their own destiny. So I don't even know why Utah is at 12.
Talk your
Vandy
stuff. Talk your
Vandy
stuff.
being at 14. I mean, Vanderbilt is a better football team than Utah. Is a better football team than Utah. Vandy should be over Utah. I don't get it. It's junk. This is horrible. This is the worst. What makes it worse is the language that the committee came out and said. The reason why these teams are where it was at. That is what is infuriating and it upsets everybody. If they would have named solid points, but I don't think you can with how bad this listing. I think I would chill out. This is junk. This is the worst I've ever seen since they've had the college football playoffs. This is horrible.
Hey, fun fact: DraftKings has North Texas plus 100 to make the playoffs. North
It's not
Texas
bad.
plus 100. I didn't
It's
even
not
know
bad.
North Texas was a team.
I still think JMU will be the team to get in, but we'll see what happens.
JMU
I
is
think they
plus
should be, but
400.
will the committee do it? No, because they're stupid. They're so dumb. It's so annoying. Okay, that's all I got for that rant. Shep, do you have anything to add on the rankings?
You preached it, brother.
Okay. All right. We're going to end the show here with Coaching Carousel. So I would like to shout out myself for my wisdom here. When we did our recap Sunday, before we start, me and Shep have a pre-show meeting. And Shep was like, hey, you should talk about James Franklin and the Virginia Tech rumors. And I'm like, I it's a good idea, but I told Shep, I'm like, I'm going to wait because I think there's going to be some movement going on here, middle of the week. And there's some movement here, a lot of drama here.
Yep.
So, of course, James Franklin is at Virginia Tech. Absolute grand slam hire. And I had Virginia Tech fourth in our best jobs available when we came out with our ranking there. I
That's a
think we had
great
top
school to
5
go
there.
to. Great
Just
school.
the situation that they have. I think it's the best in the country. You're in a weak ACC. James Franklin is I think he was the best coach on the market to begin with. And
Is
then
Lane on the
after
market?
no,
Lane's not on the
Lane
market?
is
A
Lane's
lot of
employed.
rumors. A lot of
Well,
rumors. Lane is
when I say market, I mean dudes that are unemployed. James Franklin was
unemployed. Okay.
unemployed.
Gotcha. Unemployed.
Virginia Tech, they already came out and said that they're going to dump money into the football program. James Franklin has, I think, at least 12 to 15 recruits already visiting this weekend for the Virginia Tech game. So he's already moving, already making moves. Home run hire, dude. Grand slam. This outstanding. What a job by Virginia Tech to lock him up, to get him locked up on a deal. Because I guarantee you there was SEC schools contacting him. I guarantee you. Guarantee it. But besides James Franklin there, we got a little Lane Kiffin drama that happened this week.
Yeah.
So flight trackers, Lane's family that flew to LSU and Florida there. And Ole Miss came out with an ultimatum for Lane Kiffin. They said that you need to tell us by the Egg Bowl, which is Mississippi State, which is next week, what your future plans on. And everybody, there's two sides. You got people saying that's not fair on Ole Miss, which I think you're crazy if you're on that side. But then you also got the university side, which I'm on. Just how Lane Kiffin acts, his antics, what he does off the field, social media wise. You can't have this team in the spot that it's in, competing for a national championship, which they could win. They could win it, and have him just not tell you what his future plans on here.
I agree.
It's not. You've got to give them some answer. And I think this will end up with Lane at Ole Miss. To be honest, I don't think he leaves. I think
Okay.
Ole Miss puts an offer on the table, and Lane's hesitant about the offer just because of that law in Mississippi where a employee of a public university can't have a contract longer than 4 years. So Ole Miss has to figure out the language of the contract to get around that because Lane wants a long term deal, which he deserves. I understand, and Ole Miss is a great spot for him. I mean, he's built that program. He gets told no. He gets whatever he wants from that university right now. Why would you leave, especially for two schools, LSU and Florida, who, behind the scenes, their affairs, I've already mentioned that it's not an order. It's kind of a mess politically wise with both those universities. There's no leadership going on there, especially at LSU, but they're doing better. I already said that. They're doing better. They're on the right track. But yeah, that's the drama for Lane Kiffin. Like I said, I think it ends up with him at Ole Miss. We'll see what happens though, because Lane Kiffin, he's a very confusing and
It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he left.
It wouldn't
I
surprise
wouldn't
me at
either.
all.
I think it'd be a mistake though. I really do.
I do too.
You know, what's
He
that
keeps on
saying?
teasing it though, bro. He keeps on teasing it. Like he's not putting the rumors to rest. So that's why it's getting me a little worked up.
Yeah, and Ole Miss has every right to give him an ultimatum
Yeah.
of you need to give us an answer. But anything we want to add here, Shep? Do we have a quote? Quote of the day?
I got a quote of the day. Is this what we're doing? Well,
We
quote
got,
of the day?
all right. Quote of the day. Quote of the day.
All right. I'll give you bonus points if you can guess who this is from. It is a character,
Okay.
not a real person.
Okay.
It's a hint. You have the brains in your head. You have the feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Let
Is
that
this
sink
like a
in.
really old person? Is this from like way back?
No, I won't say it's old person. I'd say us growing up. It's a person from us growing up. Character.
Character guy. Is
Character.
it a coach? Is it a coach?
Nope.
It's not a
Let's
coach.
do a book. It's from a book.
It's from a book. I
Yeah.
can't read or write, so I don't know.
Famous childhood
Just,
book. Everyone read it. Come
oh,
on.
I don't got it. What is it?
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. Oh
Do you
man.
know who that is? You probably don't.
Yeah, I know Dr. Seuss. I know Dr. Seuss.
Shout out
That's a
Dr.
good quote
Seuss.
though.
Even though he might have been, might have did some shady stuff.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Unless
Allegedly.
unless it's been proven.
Yeah.
Sorry, we won't get political on here.
Yeah.
We'll try not to. It might happen at some point. That's a great quote of the day there, guys.
Yeah.
Electric one. That's all we got. What is today? Thursday. This will be out tonight, so you guys will have Friday to watch or listen to it, however you prefer.
Do we have any comments on
Um,
the last one?
we do not. We do not have any
Cool.
comments in that department. Please sub to the channel. Follow the Spotify. Sub to that too.
Leave a
Like the
comment.
video. Comment. Leave us some questions for Q&A. Share it. You guys give us feedback, please.
Please.
We're getting. I think we're at 19 subscribers right now on YouTube. 19.
Watch
Who's going to
out.
be the 20th? Who's going to be the 20th? Somebody's got to be the
Give
20th.
away for
All
the
right.
20th. Give away.
Give away.
Comment. Comment.
Comment. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, we won't do a giveaway. We're both broke, but that's what we got today. Be on the lookout Sunday. We'll be back for a recap for football and basketball there. Shep, anything you want to add before we sign off here?
Good.
Okay, that's all we got. Be smart, be safe. Enjoy the weekend, guys. We'll see you.